Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be trying another deck that did well in a Magic Online event that's different than the rest of the meta that you've seen, and we get to play with Glarb today. So some of y'all are going to be pretty excited. So let's start with a couple of requiting hex, because we do need some cheap removal early. There is a chart, of course, which is actually not bad, because sometimes we do want to discard things in this list. We do have Bitter Triumph for some removal, again, being able to discard some stuff. One of those things that we don't mind discarding is Winter Night Stories. It's a way to dig for more cards. We have Lumbering World Wagon, which is always fun. I think this card has been underplayed a bunch lately, so it's cool to see it in another list. We do have Awaken the Honor Dead, which is just a great card. We've seen it in the Sultai Reanimator stuff, right? Removal, but gives you the pick of things that are in your graveyard. Now, Glarb, if you don't know what Glarb is a 3-mana, 2/4, does have Death Touch. You can look at the top card of your library at any time, and you can play lands and cast spells with mana value 4 or greater from the top of your library. There's a lot of things in this list that cost 4 or more, and you get to Surveil too, which is great. One of those things is Oil Deep Gear Hulk. This is a 4-mana 4/4. It has lifelink and ward 1. When this enters, you get to look at target player's hand, and you can choose a card from it. If you do, that player discards that card, then draws a card. It does say target player, so remember there are some corner case scenarios where you may want to target yourself. Superior Spider-Man can copy into the stuff in the graveyard that we put there, so that's always nice. Of course, Quantum Riddler, if you're going to be playing big things and you just want some cheap cards, this is one way you can do it. Wistfulness, being able to draw cards, but also being able to get rid of artifacts and enchantments, gives you a little bit of flexibility in this list. Along with Deceit, we see this card a lot. Discard something or bounce something back to their hand. And Day of Black Sun as a sweeper of choice for this list, which is pretty good because you're often going to be sweeping away things that cost 2 or 3, and most of your stuff is going to survive, which is very good. But yeah, don't forget, like always, if you're going to be buying any cards, check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. It is TOAMagic.com. You can use my code DRAGON. It's just DRAGN, and it'll save you 5% on literally everything you buy over there. So go save some money on some cards, support the channel. We'll all appreciate it. But let's go hop in and see if Shahar's version of Glarb Wagon can get the job done on the ladder. All right, let's keep it. We only really have access to, well, I mean, we could play one of these turn 1, I guess. We don't have anything else to play there. And then we're probably on a Chart a Course scenario here. Looking for another black mana. Okay, found that. I guess we'll discard 1 Deceit. I think I'm okay with that. Verdict Core. Alright, well, we usually know what follows a Verdict Core. Let's get probably just a Swamp is going to be good enough. Though I guess a Forest, I guess it doesn't really make a difference.
Mediocrity will not be tolerated.
Yeah, sadly we can't do much, but we can return that, because this is a permanent, right? Alright. We'd be able to attack 5 into Professor Delianfell. Yeah, not really worth it. Let's just go ahead and return it. Oh, did we not have the colors? Oh, did Arena not? Oh, goodness. Are you serious? Should have been paying attention. I know better. I know better. Can't even be mad. Because I'm pretty sure we could have very much went blue, blue, black, black. Yeah, we had the mana. It's all right, I suppose.
Show me what you've learned.
Yeah, Unholy Annex, you got it. All right, let's go ahead and just full size the other Deceits. Option to pay all the manas. We will return probably the room. Oh, that's all you have. Well, yeah, I guess you can discard that too. And then we'll just attack into Delianfell. All right. Delianfell gets 4. Opponent gets 8 because we will search for another basic. All right.
This is the worst.
Things are going pretty swimmingly so far. I thought we were going to have to use like Requiting Hex on a demon, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. Hadn't been a thing. Okay, starting town. Not going to do much. We have nothing in the graveyard to copy. They have nothing in the graveyard to copy. Well, I guess we crew up some things and see how the opponent would like to respond. Would you like to destroy our world wagon? I mean, this is a lot of damage. You're just gonna take it? Wow. Sure, I guess we'll attempt to draw a card. I don't even know if I want to pay full price, like, because what is your play next turn? It has to just be to sweep the board, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'd be able to play both of these. Yeah, so I'm just gonna warp this. So it's just exiled. And then if we need it next turn, we'll play it, I guess. Ooh, there's Glarb. You know, I wouldn't be against playing Glarb. I'm just trying to think, like, they would have to have 2 removal spells at a minimum, right? Yeah, let's just end the turn, I guess. I don't think there's a need for us to do anything else there. I guess there's a world where they could activate Verdict Core and then do something, but I don't know. If they just make a demon, we're just going to shoot the demon. Yeah, that's not a problem. We have a Requiting Hex for that. Nothing? Sure. And that should do it, right? Yeah. All right, cool. This feels kind of bad, but we do have Charted Course. So we're just going to gamble and see what happens. I mean, if we find another untapped land, we do get to play Glarb, which would be kind of cool. So let's see what we got. We did find a land. I'm going to actually put a Deceit away. Mostly because I don't expect Glarb to the first one to live, so hopefully the second one does. Oh my gosh. Well. Oh, why did I do that? I didn't have to take a point there. Well, I guess I needed that to be untapped on a following turn, because we are going to try to play Day of Black Sun and get rid of things that aren't Glarb, hopefully. The good thing about Glarb is even when you can't play stuff off top of your library, you know it's there. Like right now, we know we have a Bitter Triumph. So if the opponent doesn't do much, we just get rid of their Giada. Sure. So they're going to attack. And then play a 2-mana thing. And then we get the Day of Black Sun. At least that's the hope. And when we get a Glarb back. And then nothing, apparently. Huh. Nothing? Nothing. Seriously. Only thing I can figure is they have to have been leaving up mana to protect their creature. Because there was a long pause there, like they had decided to play something. So since I'm holding Day of, or Bitter Triumph, I'm going to go ahead and use Day of Black Sun. And just say, all right, let's see what you got. Because it was probably one of those spells that gives something hexproof or whatever. But this way, they get rid of Glarb. If we find an untapped land, we could, like, Glarb again. Like, wouldn't be the worst thing. All right. Valorous Stance. Wow. That's where we are. Okay. That's a thing that happened. Let's Glarb again. We didn't have a land on top, unfortunately. I was really, really hoping. I was hoping pretty bad, actually. All right, Youthful Valkyrie, you're up. Here comes another Shelter by Ghost. Not a surprise. And there's still a pause, which seems like they still have some type of protective spell. So, here's what we're going to do. While they're down to one card in hand, let's discard a card. Target. Oh, but I have to pay an extra one, though. Do we really want to do that? You know what? Let's pass. See what they do on their turn. Maybe we can get rid of it. Oh, are you just going to activate and put a counter on it? That would be crazy. We could have got rid of the enchantment, but this is fine. I think they'll protect their card, and then we just destroy it next turn, and they're down to basically no cards. And I think we're okay with that. All right. Oh, they didn't even have a protective spell. What? Whoa. Really? I was expecting the first one to get blocked and then we play the second one, but like now, dang, I kind of want to play this Watery Grave off top of the library, but at the same time, I also would rather just start casting stuff to move the game along. All right. Oh, what did I do that for? I only needed, well, I only needed double blue, really. Now we're in a pretty good spot. I guess we just discard Requiting Hex. Yeah, I only needed double blue there. I didn't have to take that extra point of green. I could have been at 10 life. That's a pretty big deal. I think in my head I just got used to like, oh yeah, I'm paying full price. Just play both colors, right? Yeah, Reef can go. That's fine. Reef is in play. Let's attack for 6. Or I guess 8, technically. 6 and 2. And I'm actually just going to pay the discard costs on Deceit. Because I want to see what's left in their hand. Like, you got to have something. I mean, maybe they don't. Okay, so it's a Shelter by Ghost and a Seam Rip. Seam Rip does nothing to us, so we're not worried about that. And yeah, you know what? I'll go ahead and draw a card. Mostly because no, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll draw. I was gonna say take 1. Yeah, you can't Seam Rip that either. Seam Rip's an enchantment anyway. All right. Sure, you have a Resplendent Angel. And we know their last card doesn't do anything, and we can destroy it with a Bitter Triumph, so we're good. And we have lands to discard that we just don't need. Wow, we found all the land, apparently. Get that Knucklehead out of the way. We will cast Winter Night Stories just the hard way. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, I almost fumbled around too much just paying extra costs we didn't need to pay, you know, and just taking damage from the starting towns. Like, don't do that. Don't be like me. This looks okay. Mostly because we have the World Wagon. If we end up having to discard the World Wagon, this hand gets way rougher. But, I mean, I say that. I guess we'd then at least be able to play Glarb. But you'd probably want to wait to try to play Glarb on turn 4 in that case. So that way you could at least get the land off the top if there is one. Alright, just start with the Restless Reef. Oh no. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be able to beat these mono blue piles. If that's what this is. This could be some type of, you know, prowess style deck. But I think we're going to go ahead and play this and draw. I don't think we're going to worry about getting rid of an enchantment on their side. I think mostly because I'm leaning more on this likely being the mono blue stuff. If I thought it was something else, then maybe. Man, am I actually gonna discard a swamp? No, I'm gonna discard the Overgrown Tomb. Mostly because I want to make sure I keep the 4 land in hand. I kind of still want Glarb as a creature. Oh, alright. So this isn't exactly what we thought it was, but probably not a terrible thing since we have access to Oil Deep Gear Hulks. And we'll get to see their hand, so we'll know what they're working with. I'm assuming they're going to be trying to play like O'Hare Ashenil and deal piles of damage to us or something. Don't know what type of burn spells they're playing. Could be a whole variety. Speaking of which, there you go. Oh, Day of Black Sun, you're cute, but you don't really solve our problem. We'll take 1 damage. We will target them. There is the O'Hare Ashenil, which they would have had the mana to play next turn, so that saves us a little bit of headache. Though, granted, we still have Day of Black Sun, so if they spent the turn playing it, we could have wiped the board out as well. So there's that. Interesting, they're playing Ill-Timed Explosions in that list. I would not have picked that. And we didn't pay the extra cost on the Coruscation Mage. Interesting. Lots of fun little stuff going on right now. Yep. I mean, we're going to have to get rid of those anyway. Like, we're just not going to have a choice. We're going to take 4. We're going to be at 5. That's not how we're going to win too many games. Opponent's not going to attack. All right. So here's our working game plan. Getting a Wistfulness could be good. But we're going to start by just getting rid of the small things. So we're going to Day of Black Sun for 2. So they'll shoot us down to 5, I'm assuming. Yep. And we'll get that 4 life right back. Attacking with our Gear Hulk, since it has lifelink. As much as I would like to attack for more damage with the World Wagon, we got to get our life in order first. Alright, sleight of hand. Okay, now that's starting to look pretty good for us. Now that they're just digging for things, we're in pretty good shape. I think we got this now. Because we get to play a second Gear Hulk. We'll get to remove something relevant from their hand. Going to 8 does not feel risky here at all. So if they're going to do... Well, even then, we still have Ward on the Gear Hulk. So there's nothing they're going to have. I mean, I guess they could bounce something. Alright, so you have Dramatic Critique, which could deal 4 potentially next turn. I mean, we're not worried about taking 4 from a Burst Lightning. Like, you could spend a bunch and get rid of our dude, but, like, whatever. You're the one with Summoning Sickness. I mean, we're going to go to 12. If they spend 6 mana... Yeah, I was going to say, we're in good shape, right? Man, we have been really good drawing starting towns today. And I don't necessarily hate that. I mean... You know, starting towns are fine, but it can also end up being a lot of extra damage. What type of blue decks are we up against today? Something that's just trying to put a lot of spells in the yard. I guess we're just gonna discard some Deceits, or use the Deceit option of... Discard option of the Deceit. Dang, there you go. Those are the words I'm trying to say. But for the time being, what do we need to get? We have... Let's get an island. I mean, I assume at this point you're going to have counter spells up and all that, but... Oh, you're just going to play a Namor for us. Well, that's nice of you. Well, damn. All right, we're just going to shoot Namor, I guess. And then I have to put on full control because we're going to go with the discard option. But I want to also be able to crew our World Wagon. So target the opponent. And then we will crew the World Wagon before the deceit goes away. All right. Opponent has Eddie Mark Crab, Hydro Man. +1/+1 till end of turn. Yeah, that's fine. I guess we just get rid of Eddie Mark Crab. I don't think we really care about anything else. Not enough to really do much. I mean, they do have a counter, which is important. But I think we'll live with that. I mean, they can play Hydro Man, pass, leave mana up, still be able to get out. How badly do we want to get rid of a token? Because that feels like a real question. Alright. Answer's pretty bad. Okay, then let's go with the discard option. Like, you gotta protect your Hydro Man, right? I was gonna say, you're not just gonna let me have that. That would have been crazy. Alright. So now I assume you play Hydro Man, you play Flow State. We have to find a creature that hopefully doesn't get countered. No, maybe not. Since they found that, they're just going to Flow State instead. Sure. Alright, need to find something relevant. That qualifies. We'll just pay full price, I guess. Oh, we should have left... Well, I guess it wouldn't have mattered. We need another one. Would you like to bounce that? Excellent. I would like a card later, too. Alright. Ooh, and a Requiting Hex. How perfect. That was excellent. Couldn't have asked for something better there. Okay. We'll just go get a forest, I guess. Opponent's at 7. So now everything is a must block or bounce on the World Wagon if we get a way to attack with it. Big if. Though they do know we're holding a Quantum Riddler. So there's that. But we have enough mana that we could Riddler, see if they counter. Oh, we have a second Riddler. Well, that's something. Well, either way, we know that their dude has to block here. So I'm just going to pay full price for this first Riddler. See what we draw. Requiting Hex does not get rid of Submariner, so we're just going to activate the World Wagon, or crew it as it were, and attack and go get our last basic. And I think we're good. Like, opponent now has to have at least 2 counters and a bounce spell or something to not die. So, yeah, we're good. Yeah, I thought this was going to get way sketchier, because these decks can be pretty tough. I think having the discard spell for the Eddie Mark Crab when we did made such a big difference in this list, because we really didn't do much this game. I mean, realistically, if you look at it, we made them discard a couple... Well, no, we made them discard a thing, because the other one got countered, and then we attacked a couple times with the World Wagon, right? That was basically the whole game. We're going to keep it and hope to find something with Chart, of course, because there's nothing else this hand is offering. Okay, that's not bad. Picking up a Bitter Triumph works. Oh, opponent, what are you planning on doing over there? If this is just mono black, I don't know how good of a plan we have for that. Do we need all of our mana? Do we... I guess we can discard a forest. Because I want to keep, like, Requiting Hex for the token zombie, or demon. Oh, well, then there's that. Okay, well, we'll pass the turn. Alright, well, we'll do what we gotta do. Opponent probably just plays another one. Oh, a Phyrexian Arena. Well, that's different. Damn. I guess... Oh, I couldn't do that? Wait. Oh, wait. I have blue, blue, black, black, right? Oh, this doesn't produce black yet. Oh, no. That's really bad. All right. Well, that could have been a mistake. I needed to play Oil Deep Gearhulk there, I'm pretty sure. I just wasn't paying attention. I thought this was an Overgrown Tomb, and it definitely was not. So that's super unfortunate. We'll play the starting town off the top. Wow, just running into more lands. I almost want to just play Superior Spider-Man as a 4/4, but let's go ahead and activate Glarb. Wow, just lands on top. Jeez. Are you serious? That's tough. That is so tough. All right, I'm just going to play Superior Spider-Man just as it is. Yeah, we'll discard a Winter Night Stories, I guess. Man, that's brutal. I guess they could... Oh, we sacrifice a creature? Probably going to be Superior Spider-Man. And you have a Tiny Bones. Hey, I have a target for my Requiting Hex. Go figure. Opponent's playing a lot of Death Touch. Okay. That's not bad. We can get behind this. This is cool. Yeah. Do I care? That resolves. We'll discard, I don't know, Chart a Course? Not sure our life total matters all that much, but... And you have no instant speed removal. You have a Virtue. You have a Murder. Yeah, you can have those other cards. That's fine. No attacks in the turn. I mean, if you just get rid of my board and you get rid of my board, so be it. We will block. And then I will activate the Calamity. I guess we'll have another Gearhulk, because why not? That seems good. Sure. And you have a Nighthawk. Sounds like a plan. So we have 6 total mana we can use. All right. We'll get rid of that, because that's probably not going to do much. What you got? Deadly Cover-Up, Murder. All right. I'm going to go ahead and draw some cards since we're not blocking anyway. Discard the Roll Wagon at this point. Decline. We'll just discard some lands. Jeez. This was a tough one, y'all. We've seen way too many lands to be happy about. I mean, I assume you just found more removal. Nope. That almost qualifies. Sure, why not? That's not terrible. I mean, yeah, we're dead, right? We're just dead. Let's just move on. We're not coming back from that. We saw way too many lands there. Yeah, that was just a lot. Like, we dug through a lot. We put a lot on the bottom, and ultimately, we needed to draw something earlier. And I think I misplayed on a turn as well, so I didn't really give us a fighting chance in this one. But yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, we'll keep this. I mean, we're gonna have to take some damage early on. And it's a good thing we drew the Day of Black Sun, because this is probably a deck where we're gonna want that. Sure. Starfield Shepherd works. We're going to have to take... I was about to say we're going to have to take some damage, but maybe we don't have to take damage. All right. You got it. I think I want to go ahead and we'll take 3, actually. Of course, because I did that, I'll draw a land with my next card, and I'd be like, I was trying to hold on to my lands. But we didn't, so it worked out, I guess. At some point, I assume the opponent will play multiple creatures, and we will try to Day of Black Sun for something 2 or less. Will be our goal. Now, they likely also have other things to draw way more cards. Or to play way more tokens at once. I think I want to just Oil Deep Gearhulk here. Yeah. And just see if they have any multi-token makers or whatever, so we can decide what we need to do on future turns with Day of Black Sun or not. Yeah, reinforcement's fine. So I'll get their +1/+1 now? No, yeah, because that'd be the 4th one. Yeah, that's fine. Ooh, and they have Elspeth and Practice Offense and United Front. Wow. Their hand was hot. That's tough. All right, well, we'll just wait to block, I guess. Like, no point in attacking. That's super sick. Come on, opponent. You want a United Front for 2. You can set up a big attack next turn, right? You know you want to. Do it. Ah, boo. Really wanted them to go for it. All right, we have a land on top. It's an Overgrown Tomb? Yeah. Did they get a flash creature? Is that why they're waiting? All right, don't know. But here's what we're going to do anyway. And then if we attack with Oil Deep Gearhulk, it's the worst that happens. They trade 2 of their guys. We gain 4. I guess it's still better for us to block, actually. Yeah. That would have went poorly for us. So that was a good call. I was wondering if they had another flash creature. It turns out they did. So no matter what, we're pretty much priced, if we survive the turn, we're priced in the Day of Black Sun. In a way, like I said, the goal is we want them to use United Front first. And give everybody +1/+1, and then try to set up a lethal attack. But we'll see. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them playing it safe. Either putting a counter from the abandoned attachments, or... Alright, that makes sense. And then we're just going to cast twice on the Practice Offense? Oh, they did United Front first. All right. We got exactly what we wanted. Woo! If they'd have done it the other way, that'd have been way scarier. So we just have to not die in this exchange, basically. We're at 13. That's not enough to get us. Are we willing to go to 1? Knowing that we get to attack. I think we are. I think we want to hold on to Glarb here. They've already played their land for the turn. There's no way this kills us. So yeah, we pass. No blocks. Not gonna lie, a little bit scary, but I think we're okay. Get that land off the top of our library. We will keep a World Wagon, though, I think. All right. And another land, of course. All right, let's Day of Black Sun for 2. We will Overgrown Tomb. Oh, perfect. They have the Awaken the Honor Dead on top. Yeah, we're going to attack because we're going to use... We want to draw the Awaken the Honor Dead. Cosmic Grand Zenith, sure. Practice offense. Yeah. To make some 1/1s, I'm assuming. Sounds good. We're in a good spot. If opponent's using practice offense when they don't even get to attack, like, bro, like, we're loving life. That's a best case scenario for us. What do you have in there? Ooh, we could copy their Cosmic Grand Zenith. Is that worth it? Probably not. We're at 5. Actually, you know what? Let's do this first. We'll attack with just Gearhulk. Ooh, they didn't even double block it. Huh. Because I was thinking if they double blocked the Gearhulk and it died, then we'd be able to copy it with the Superior Spider-Man. But now we might just copy Cosmic Grand Zenith and risk going to 7. I think that's the plan. Let's copy you. Though, wouldn't have been a terrible plan to also copy something that makes another token. Would have been more than reasonable. We won't be surveilling because Awaken the Honor Dead's going to put stuff into the off the top of the library, so we're going to mill anyway. Yep, makes sense. All right. Oh, look, another Day of Black Sun. We would get rid of all the small things that cost 1. This guy costs 5. All right. Let's Day of Black Sun for... Whoa, not that many. For 2. Actually, we only really need to do it for 1, right? Yeah. All right. Oh, I have to do it for 2 if I'm going to play it with Glarb, though. Fair enough. You are correct, Arena. And then we'll just get another... Actually, I'm going to give everybody +1. Like, we're attacking at this point to try to end the game. Like, what are you going to really do here? Yep. All right, sounds good. Yeah, this deck has become popular over the last probably week or so. So if you hadn't seen this, be aware of it. It's definitely a very cool mono-white tokens deck, and it's actually really good. Yes, Roball, this deck was actually pretty fun, and we went 7-2, which is pretty dang good. No real complaints there. The only real issue I had is I would like for there to be another... Like, you're playing all these colors, so I feel like we could have gotten away with playing like a Maelstrom Pulse or 2 in this list. Like, I'm tempted to just throw a Maelstrom Pulse in there so I have another catch-all removal other than just Awaken the Honor Dead. But what I like about the deck is it does have some game against a little bit of everything, right? Some of your starts are going to be a little slow, right? You can still use your Deceit or Wistfulness to like draw cards or make the opponent discard. But you kind of want them later in the game because you don't have that many threats, right? I think the deck only has 16 creatures or something. So you are kind of worried about protecting them and picking your spots for when you're playing them. However, you can dig deep into them to be able to have them later or just find them as necessary, which is good. And the discard from the Oil Deep Gear Hulk and the Deceit are going to do a lot of work in this deck, obviously, as you saw in these games. Now, we went 7-2, I think it was, and Shahar went 4-1 in the Magic Online Challenge. So that kind of tracks and makes a lot of sense. And to be fair, one of my losses was to the fact that I just didn't pay attention to the lands I was playing. So that game probably looks differently if I cast that Gear Hulk on turn 4 as opposed to not doing anything as productive on that turn. But who knows? That game could have went every which way. But yeah, just lots of fun stuff in this list. If you have these cards, this is a pretty strong one. It's worth playing. And it has some game against some of the popular decks. So I would definitely consider it for those reasons. But yeah, we're going to leave the list on Moxfield like always. And y'all know what to do. That's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time. Also, don't forget, like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. We're trying to get to 50K, I would say before GTA 6, but at least before the end of the year.